How to make tons of money as a kid. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to make tons of money as a kid. So if you're out there listening, I got lots of fun tips for you. And go get your mom and dad involved. And if you're a parent, get your kids involved. All of you should be making tons of money. Now, specifically at the end of the video, I'm going to give you a link, actually. I want to show you a video from years ago, super old and super fun, of Logan and I, my son. And when he was about 6 years old, we made this up, never paying a kid an allowance. Because I thought it was kind of crazy. Like, an allowance is sort of like a paycheck. So there's no real defined thing. They get the money no matter what, $5, $10, $20, whether that's a month or a week. I'm like, that's odd. Why don't we start building entrepreneurs? So we negotiated tasks, put prices to the task. It's so much fun. So stay to the end. I'm going to tell you more about it. And I want you totally enrolled parents, never, ever, ever pay your kids an allowance as we move into 2022 and beyond. So 3 specific things I'm going to talk about is what to set up first as, the thing you're going to do to make a lot of money, but you never, ever, ever trade or do things for free. Number 2, I'm going to talk about this concept of a 21st century lemonade stand. Because you kids, you can do a lot of variety. Whereas an adult, I'm very focused. You kids can do a whole variety of things that can generate a lot of money. Tons of money. And then number 3, let's talk about the biggest mistake that I see kids make and parents make as they're teaching their kid. Some of you teenagers could become millionaires if you do exactly what I say. So how do you make tons of money as a kid? Well, you got to do a lot of stuff. And I'm going to tell you there's tons of stuff. You can look first in your household. So parents, as you think about this never pay your kids an allowance concept, there's just some things they have to do because they live in the house, right? So you're to decide with your kid what that is, whether it's keeping their room maintained or doing certain things that are just because you live here tasks. Then there's the ones they get to work for. So just go around the house, and I'd start with the kid going first. What do they want to do? Like, Logan loved taking the trash out, believe it or not, and he loved doing dishes. He would love doing things outside, raking the leaves. I mean, there's all sorts of different things, and as he became 16, loved that he was my driver and could do a lot of driving. So think age-appropriate tasks. What already is needing to be done, your kids could do it, and you're going to negotiate for how much that's paid. You never want to do trades, and you don't want to do stuff for free. So once you look inside your house, then go into your neighborhood. Like, we live in a neighborhood right now, and my daughter goes and takes care of our neighbor's chickens. She gets the eggs. She can help with other tasks with other neighbors. And then you got to look online. How many of you kids are highly technical? And really, honestly, most of these kids are more technical than you parents. They could do video editing. They could build calendars. They could do Christmas cards. You got to think of all of the things online, doing social channels. I know a kid that went one time to our 3 days to cash workshop. He's now become a millionaire. He's 21 years old. I met him at 13. This was actually in Salt Lake. I remember the exact time. And I think I paid him a couple $1,000, and he did all these Instagram posts and got me like 10,000 Instagram followers. Now, some of them were bots, and some of it really didn't work out like we all thought it would, but the kid was a hustler. He came, he recorded me the next day and put a bunch of my stuff up on Instagram. My son did a smoothie stand. Yep, we brought clients into all sorts of our seminars and all sorts of our events, and mid-afternoon, he would come in, he would work with one of my staff, we would get strawberries and watermelons and bananas, and he would actually build a smoothie machine. So everybody kind of counted on that afternoon smoothie from Logan, $2 to $5, depending on how much and how large the smoothies were. I have another young teenager, super fun, came with his parents to one of my 3 days to cash workshops in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. He said, I'm not doing any of this. I said, oh, I'm in charge and you're going to do something. So what do you want to do? What could you do right now to make money? You have to sell something. So he went home, super ingenious little kid, and he actually had his parents take him by a used bookstore, and he got all these used books. So the next day, the little kid rolls in with this huge suitcase full of all these books, sold them all, came back the next day, sold a whole nother suitcase full of success books. So I think he made like $2,100. So here's the thing, a lot of this for you parents and just you kids is what can you do to help somebody stop doing it all for free and negotiate your tasks. And not all tasks are created equal. So remember, there's a part of never pay your kids an allowance that also goes to an hourly rate. Do you really have to have everything priced out per hour? Or can you price by projects? And can you price by different things? So if you're faster, you're going to make more money. If you're slower, you won't make more money. So from building websites, getting people up on social channels, responding to social channels. And kids, there's a lot of stuff on the internet you can do right now. I know that Minecraft, I know there's other games on the internet where you can actually go into competitions, make money. There are people in high school levels and college levels that are getting hired to just, try hacking to see if you can hack into things. People are getting paid for those kind of projects. if you love to read, if you love to write, what do you love to do? I also have a lot of teenagers that are in the cooking category. Tons of them. They decorate cakes. They do the whole cupcake thing. They'll actually make cupcakes for the holiday or birthday parties. Host a birthday party, teenagers. For those of you who aren't just babysitting, by the way, big hint, call yourself a nanny. You're going to make more money than a babysitter, like a lot more, almost double your rate. And if you're willing to do some household chores, you can add more to that project of taking care of kids. But a lot of teenagers, I have 2 teenagers right now, they're actually hosting kids' parties, because let's be honest, parents, you don't want to get in the jumpy jump. You don't want to do all the face painting. You don't want to do all that stuff. So you hire some teenage kids, which are closer to their age. They can host the party. You go hang out and have a sippy cup with your, parent friends. So I have one more for you, you athletic parents. If you have kids that are like, that could teach lessons to the up-and-coming kids. Actually, my niece taught volleyball lessons to the up-and-coming middle school. I have another athletic, very fast. He's a runner. He's a quarterback. He would do quarterback lessons for 6th graders. He taught speed lessons, hurdling lessons. So there's a lot of things. Whatever your kids are really good at, let them be compensated for it. And not like a little kid under $10. If they're as good as some adults, they should be paid like one. And I know a lot of you parents have issues with that, but my kids are really, really, really good at math and really good tutors, and they don't do it for free. I won't let them do it for free. Before I tell you about the 21st Century Lemonade Stand, I want you to subscribe to my channel. If you're enjoying this, I'm here 5 days a week. I want to see you every day. I want you to click the notifications, and let's stay in this conversation. All right, my conversation is an extension of the Rich Dad Poor Dad conversation. It's the how-tos, it's the nitty-gritty, and anything that you want to know, I want you to put notes in the comment. And then those comments come to my team, and guess what? We'll be right out here with a video teaching you what you wanted to know about. So the 21st Century Lemonade Stand, let's jump back into that. That is really more structure. If you think about it, right, it's putting up the lemonade stand, and as the kids get 10 and older, I want to introduce you to COGS. That's cost of goods, right? I know the first day when I introduced cost of goods to my son in his smoothie business, he about had a heart attack, because he was used to taking all the money home. And then when he was 10, I started taking out what it cost to buy all the groceries. That was a little shocking for him to learn about margin and him to learn about profitability. So at 10, yes, you start doing this. Parents, if this is all new to you, you just jump in and you get side by side to your kids and you start learning this with them. But it is imperative you start looking at this as a business. And as they get to 18, at 18, guess what they're going to get for their birthday? For those of you that are serious parents, you're going to get them an LLC. This isn't about how much money you make. It's about your intent to make money. And then your intent to make money allows you to have the deductions in a company that manage your taxes as you move into becoming an adult. So one more thing, and it's just so critical, that it really is kind of the life and the death of a lot of these financial, models, is debit card, credit card, and how you're spending the money. So as you make the money, right, the kids need their own account. So parents, you're going to have to sign as a custodian. You're going to get them their own bank account, their own checking account. And then they should have a savings or a money market account. So as the money goes in, right, if you take out cost of goods, they can have a percent to do whatever they want with it, but there's a percent that goes to savings. There's a percent that, as people are 10, it goes to a car account. So you can research how I set my kids up to be millionaires, and it's on my channel. You'll go find more videos about that. But specifically, as that money goes into their checking account, do you really want your kid only spending with a debit card? So when you're thinking about debit and credit cards, yes, I think your kids need one of each. So debit cards is money that comes right out of the bank account. A credit card, yes, it will be yours, but you're going to monitor heavily. They could use the credit card to buy their supplies, buy their equipment. 30 days later, you teach them to pay it off, but they're actually building points. They're building credit really for you. But when they're 18, their behaviors are already set. So many kids get to 18, you hand them their first credit card and they blow it, and they have to start their life with bad credit. Start this early, 13 years old, a debit and a credit card. Get them used to using a credit card, being accountable for the receipts, for the reconciliation of all of it. So when they're 18, they get that entity, they get a business account, they get business credit cards. You have them off to a life of huge success. So I'm going to give you a gift. Right? I'm going to actually show you the video. So I'm going to send you to a page, and the video is going to have Never Pay Your Kids an Allowance, the old one, like the original with Logan and I, just to show you how advanced the concept has now gone. And yes, he's a millionaire, 10 years old on paper. And then I'm going to give you a series on how to put more cash in your pocket for you and your family. It's about a 3-hour video. It's done with a friend of mine, Jim Neville, and I. We talk a lot about how do you work with your kids. We give you techniques, and it really should be videos that you and your family listen to together. If you're serious about generational wealth and these concepts, I have an application at the end. Fill it out. It's 30 seconds. Quick, quick, quick. You're going to have a conversation with my senior team. I'd love to help you and your family not only create generational wealth, but right now get those kids making tons of money. See you tomorrow.